told People magazine she's perfectly healthy and mom is doing great. It was the first child for Partridge and her fiancé Corey Bahan. Partridge offered on Twitter a glimpse of her emotional state in the days before the baby's birth. She tweeted, "Getting nervous, just waiting on the arrival of our little girl any day now." Liam Hemsworth says his engagement to Miley Cyrus wasn't a rash decision. The 26-year-old Australian actor defended his 2012 engagement to the 23-year-old American singer in an interview with News Corp Australia. He said when asked if he considers the engagement impetuous, he says, "I don't think that was impulsive. That was a well-thought idea." Hemsworth and Cyrus were 22 and 19 years old, respectively, when they announced their engagement in June 2012. The couple ended their relationship in September 2013 after more than 4 years of dating. Hemsworth explained in the June-July issue of GQ Australia, "At the time, we were both going in different directions. It's just what needed to happen. We were both super young, and it was a good decision at the time. We both needed that." Hemsworth and Cyrus' engagement is rumored to be back on following their reconciliation over the holidays. The singer was spotted wearing her engagement ring on a date with Hemsworth last week in New York. The actor has told GQ, "People will figure it out. They already have. They're not dumb." Hemsworth will next star in Independence Day Resurgence, which opened in theaters Friday. The Independence Day sequel co-stars Jesse T., Usher, Malika Monroe, Bill Pullman, and Jeff Goldblum. Actress Kelly McGillis says she was punched and scratched by a woman who broke into her home in North Carolina on June 18th. In a post on her Facebook page, McGillis says she had returned home from an evening out to find her door unlocked and a bathroom light on. McGillis said in the post, "A stranger, a woman, came barreling down the hallway and began yelling at me. I asked her who she is and why she was in my house, and she says, 'You know why you've been stalking me in Twitter.' Not true." McGillis went on to detail the events that followed, saying she ran out of the house and the woman followed her. The Top Gun actress said, "I ran out the front door and called 911. She ran after me, began punching and scratching me, trying to grab the phone out of my hand." The two struggled before McGillis was able to get away in her truck and flag down someone for help. McGillis said, "A truly good Samaritan." Lawrence Marie Dorn was arrested following the attack and is charged with second-degree burglary, misdemeanor larceny, misdemeanor stalking, assault and battery, and interfering with emergency communication. Also in the house with Dorn was a young child whom McGillis identified as Dorn's daughter. McGillis posted, "But who I feel heartache for is the little girl that was with her. Mental illness takes many hostages. I don't know her name, but I would like to ask that you pray for her and her mother." The child has since been placed in the care of the North Carolina Department of Social Services. This isn't the first time McGillis has been the victim of assault. While living in New York City in 1982, McGillis was brutally raped and assaulted by two men who had broken into her apartment. She shared her story with People in 1988 while promoting her film The Accused. In the follow-up post on Facebook, McGillis thanked her fans for their support and said she has planned to obtain a concealed carried weapon. She says, "I've decided to get a concealed and carried permit, and you can be sure I will be setting the alarm from here on out." Louis Tomlinson is among the new guest judges for America's Got Talent. The 24-year-old One Direction singer will serve as a guest judge in Season 11 alongside with actor George Lopez and recording artist Reba McEntire Ne-Yo. The show's official Twitter page announced, "Say hello to this season's hashtag Judge Cuts guest judges at George Lopez, at Reba, at Louis_Tomlinson, and at Ne-Yo Compound, hashtag AGT. Judges Simon Cowell, Mel B, Heidi Klum, and Howie Mandel will pick one of the 4 stars each week to assist and serve as a guest judge on the panel. The Judge Cuts episodes will begin July 12th. America's Got Talent will reunite Tomlinson with Cowell, who helped form One Direction on the X Factor in 2010. The group is presently on an indefinite hiatus and may disband in the future. Cowell told Billboard in March, "I don't know if it's a hiatus or a breakup, to be honest. I don't think they've had enough time to experience what it's like not being in the group to really answer that." He also added of the break, "They have achieved so much in a short period of time, and I didn't want them to get jaded. As I've gotten older, I've learned to trust people more, particularly artists. They decide when they want to come back together." One Direction singer Harry Styles has reportedly signed a solo deal with Columbia Records, making the group's future even more uncertain. Zayn Malik left the group in March 2015 prior to the hiatus. In a video posted to YouTube, former Nirvana drummer And Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl shares a story about a duet he sang with Taylor Swift at a party at Paul McCartney's house. While performing an acoustic set at Cannes Lions Festival in France, Grohl recalled a recent party at McCartney's house where McCartney surprised guests with an impromptu performance. Grohl says, "Just so you know, Paul McCartney is the baddest motherfucker in the world." After McCartney's show, partygoers turned to Grohl and requested that he play a song as well. Only, as Grohl explains, he can't play piano and all of McCartney's guitars are left-handed. Grohl said, laughing, and also I maybe smoked a little pot. As Grohl's questioning his capabilities, he says Taylor Swift, who was also in attendance, stood up and offered to play. Grohl said, "I was like, oh, thank you, Taylor Swift is here." Swift sat down at the piano and started to play while Grohl was attempting to figure out one of McCartney's left-hand bass guitars when he says he realized that the song Swift is playing is one of his own. And Grohl said, "I looked at my wife and was like, I know this song." And she was like, "She's played our song, your song, Best of You." He said, laughing, "And if I wasn't higher enough." Grohl ended his story by breaking into the same song, which was released by the Foo Fighters in 2004 and subsequently nominated for a Grammy for Best Rock Song. Jermaine Jackson's wife Halima Rashid has filed for divorce after nearly 12 years of marriage. According to court documents obtained by People magazine, Rashid decided irreconcilable differences and is requesting spousal support. The former couple did not have children together. Jackson and Rashid first tied a knot in August of 2004. Rashid is citing November 28, 2015 as the date of the separation. That date, according to TMC, coincides when Rashid was arrested for domestic violence following a fight in which the singer reportedly spit on his spouse, who then bit him on the leg. Jackson was previously married to Alejandra Genovese Owazia from 1995 to 2003 and Hazel Gordy from 1973 to 1988. Paris Hilton paid tribute to her father, Michael Jackson, on the 7th anniversary of the pop star's death by sharing a collection of happy family photos. Jackson said in a Saturday's Instagram post, which accompanied 3 black and white snapshots of her with her dad, including a Photoshop of what they might look like now. 7 years, rest in peace, my best friend in the entire universe. He said. She also said, "I love you more than anything. Things may be a little shitty in the press right now, but everyone knows it's all bull, and I swear on the family name I will protect you for as long as I live. There's no one like you, and there never will be. Thank you for touching millions of hearts, but especially my own." The elder Jackson left behind Paris and her 2 brothers when he died on June 25, 2009 of an accidental doctor-administered overdose of anesthesia and sedatives. He was 50 years old. The Grammy Award-winning artist was dodged in the later years of his career by allegations he sexually abused children. He always vehemently denied the charges and was never convicted of a crime. Recording superstars Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar opened Sunday's 2016 BET Awards by singing Freedom, surrounded by dancers stomping and splashing in water against a fiery backdrop. The show's co-star Tracee Ellis Ross and Anthony Anderson followed the thrilling act by rapping their monologues while dressed in costumes inspired by the 18th century set Broadway musical Hamilton. A short time later, comedian Dave Chappelle introduced a tribute to the late recording artist Prince, stating, "April 21st, 2016, very difficult morning for many of us. We got that news that one of our heroes had left us, and literally our hearts were broken. We miss him dearly, so tonight the BET Awards are going to celebrate the rich legacy of this remarkable genius that we're all so proud of." Erykah Badu and The Roots joined forces to print on Prince's The Ballad of Dorothy Parker, after which Bilal sang The Beautiful Ones. Stevie Wonder, Tori Kelly, Jennifer Hudson, and others later continued to salute the Purple One by offering renditions of some of his other classic songs. Rapper Kanye West's latest music video, Famous, features the naked, wax likeness of celebrities such as Taylor Swift, Bill Cosby, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Caitlyn Jenner, and Donald Trump. Also seen in an enormous bed with West and his reality TV star Kim Kardashian are doppelgangers for West's ex-girlfriend Amber Rose, Kardashian's ex-boyfriend Ray J, former President George W. Bush, and Vogue editor Anna Wintour. West unveiled the video in front of thousands of fans and his wife and in-laws at the Forum in Inglewood Friday night. The clip was then released on the Tidal streaming service. West insisted to Vanity Fair it's not in support or anti any of the people in the video. It's a comment on fame. The performer says he was influenced by Matthew Barney, an artist known for his use of living sculptures, as well as by the work of American realist painter Vincent D'Azerio. People magazine says West taunted the celebrities he incorporated Famous by writing the sensitive delete tweet, "Can somebody sue me already? Hashtag I'll wait." A representative for Caitlyn Jenner, Kardashian's transgender former stepfather, says to Entertainment Weekly Jenner had nothing to say about the video. An aide for Bush told Us Weekly that's not him. Brown mused on Instagram, "Why I gotta have the plumber butt crack," showing wax finger alongside a screenshot of him in the video lying between Swift and his ex-girlfriend Rihanna. Brown also described Wes as talented but crazy. Finding Dory is the number one movie in the North American box office for a second weekend, earning $73.2 million in receipts. The long-awaited sequel to 2003's classic animated Fishtail Finding Nemo features the voice talents of Ellen DeGeneres, Albert Brooks, and Ed O'Neill as various denizens of the sea. Coming in number 2 is Independence Day Resurgence with $41.6 million, followed by Central Intelligence at number 3 with $18.4 million, The Shallows at number 4 with $16.7 million, and Free State of Jones at number 5 with $7.8 million. Rounding out the top tier are The Conjuring 2 at number 6 with $7.7 million, Now You See Me 2 at number 7 with $5.6 million, X-Men Apocalypse at number 8 with $2.5 million, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows at number 9 with $2.4 million, and Alistair in Looking Glass at number 10 with $2.1 million. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1968, Elvis Presley tapes his famous TV comeback special. It was quite a bit more than just 12 years and a few extra pounds separating the Elvis Presley of 1968 from the Elvis that set the world on fire in 1956. With nearly a decade-long string of forgettable movies and inconsistent recordings behind him, Elvis had drifted so far from his glorious youthful incarnation that he turned himself into a historical artifact without any help from the Beatles, Bob Dylan, or the Stones. And then something amazing happened. A television special from NBC that Elvis's manager Colonel Tom Parker envisioned as an Andy Williams-like sequence of Christmas Carol performances instead became a thrilling turning point in Elvis's legendary career. Elvis began taping his legendary comeback special on this date in 1968. Much to the credit of the comeback special goes to the young director NBC turned into the project. Only 26 years old, but with a strong background in televised music, Steve Binder had the skills and creativity to put together a more interesting program than the one originally planned, but he also had the youth confidence to tell Elvis that a successful show was an absolutely necessity if he wanted to regain his relevance. Binder recalled in an interview almost 4 decades later, "Basically, I told him I thought his career was in the toilet." From the beginning, Elvis embraced almost every suggestion Binder made, including what would turn out to be the best one, which came after Binder watched Elvis jamming with his friends and fellow musicians in his dressing room one night after rehearsals. Binder recalled thinking, "Wait a minute, this is history. I want to film this." Binder sold Elvis on the idea that would become the most memorable segment of the show, an informal unplugged session before a live audience. Elvis went to Hawaii with his wife Priscilla and their infant daughter Lisa Marie in the weeks leading up to the taping. When he returned, he was tan, rested, and thinner than he'd been in any time since leaving the Army. Writer Peter Gogornick in Careless Love, The Unmaking of Elvis Presley said, "He was totally keyed up now, on edge in a way he had rarely been seen since abandoning live performance a decade before. His professionalism continued to be noted by the entire crew, but there was something else now, too. For the first time in a long time, he didn't bother to hide the fact that he really cared." When Elvis took the stage on this night in 1968 to record the jam session portion of the comeback special, he did so only after Binder talked him out of a last-minute case of stage fright. After a legendary start, Elvis Presley gave the legendary performance that would reinvigorate his flagging career. And as your entertainment report for Monday, June 27, 2016, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.